60 years, India fueled its air force with foreign fighters. Now it is spending 15,000 crore rupees to build a stealth fighter it can call completely its own. This is the story of that bet. In March 2024, the Cabinet Committee on Security cleared 15,000 crore rupees for the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, tasking AESA to build 5 stealth prototypes. Less than 4% of that bet buys the airframes themselves. The real money digs tooling, powers test labs, and funds the engines and the sensors around them. China has fielded more than 200 J-20 stealth interceptors across Western theater airbases. AMCA exists to hold the parity line against that, and what Pakistan now seeks. Project the decade forward and the arithmetic is stark. Without a native design, a regional superpower buys its silence from someone else forever. Every prototype survives a gauntlet of ranges before it earns a squadron badge. Dundigal, the Himalaya line, the coasts, the map is the new fighter's first proving ground. Stealth is measured by radar cross-section. Where a legacy fighter shines back like a mirror, AMCA's faceted hull and canted tails flick the beam into the sky. On a logarithmic scale, a tiny drop in cross-section is a massive win. AMCA sits 3 orders lower than its own predecessors. A bare engine fan is the brightest reflector on any airframe. Diverterless supersonic inlets and S-ducts bury that spinning face where radar cannot reach. Hanging missiles in the open breaks the low observable promise. AMCA tucks 4 Astra Mk3 inside structural bays, so the only thing the radar sees is smooth air. More than 40% of the airframe is carbon fiber, rigid at high G, and laced with radar-absorbing matrix that drinks the signal before it can bounce. Bay doors open only for the seconds a strike needs. Inside, 4 Astra Mk3s ride flush launched, then folded away before the radar even counts the echo. At the nose, an indigenous UTTAM active electronically scanned array. Over 1,000 gallium nitride modules tracks dozens of targets while speaking in whispers. Radar can give away a location. Infrared search and track and electro-optical targeting find a foe by heat alone, firing no radio wave, giving nothing away. Radar, IRST, warning receivers, electronic warfare, and connected wingmen all merge into a single fused display. The pilot reads one truth, not 5 tabs. A panoramic helmet-mounted display paints threats anywhere the pilot looks. Her wingmen can be small, echoing drones soaring into the fight she dares not fly. When it cannot hide, AMCA listens hard, floods the band, and breaks the track on anything that means it harm. An electronic duel as old as the first night fighter. To de-risk the early years, the first Mark I and II squadrons fly on proven American Gen Electric F414 turbofans, each producing 98 kilonewtons of thrust. Super Cruise flies supersonic without afterburner, a quieter heat, a longer leg. AMCA is built to live past Mach 1.2 in a corridor its elders could only touch with a lit tail. Later, Mark II trades silence for heat. A co-developed 110 kilonewton engine with 3-dimensional vectoring nozzles and full technology transfer. Stable past high angle of attack, the stealth hull rides vortices that would stall a truck. The airflow is the true wingman. A special-purpose vehicle pairs HAL and AESA with private defense making to run parallel production lines, cutting the weight from prototype to squadron. Automated heads lay carbon and absorbent matrix in precise passes. Every layer is a stone in the 40% composite hull that keeps this fighter both light and hard to see. Metal cuts in 2026, the first rolls out in 2028, and by 2035, 7 squadrons stand the line. Such schedules demand national patience. A fighter means nothing on the poster. It lives in the envelope it can hold in the contested sky. Every season widens where India is comfortable flying loud. When it lands, AMCA joins the F-35, the J-20, and the Su-57. India finally writes its own row on the table of fifth-generation titanium. Rollout in 28 opens a long flight test campaign, then initial operational clearance, then Squadrons. Each year the silence grows a little longer. Run the numbers to the end of the decade, and the ledger changes color. Only a domestic design keeps the ratio from being someone else's invoice. 15,000 crore is a number. What it buys is a sky no single rival can rent from another continent. India's Air Force is no longer a buyer, but a builder.